considering the World Health Organization, these guys who, for the past year and a half, they've changed their tune a number of times. At times, they just listen to the CCP in China. At times, they try to stand up for themselves and pretend to be independent, claim to be independent, and sometimes make U-turns. This time, they have come out to admit and concede. They have made a confession saying that, yes, we made a mistake when it comes to our dealings with China, and that we shouldn't have, in a premature way, to kind of completely rule out any possible links between what's been happening and any possible leak from a lab. Now, we know whether any sort of leak that happened, whether it was intentional or accidental, well, that's more likely. So, one of these two options. And, considering the first theory of all the markets, wet markets, that didn't really happen anyway. The evidence is not really pointing towards that. We know that the World Health Organization have been investigating this. The first investigation was absolutely chaotic. It was a fake investigation. They didn't really allow them to go around the labs and properly find out what's been happening. So they came back and said, well, nothing's happening. Everything's clean. The cleanest labs that we've seen. Well, I wonder why. And also the first couple of months when they said that, well, the CCP told us that this doesn't really transmit. And then they said, this is the worst thing ever. Then they said, well, it's actually moderate. Then they said, lockdown is good. Then they said, lockdown is bad. Face mask, bad, good, up, down, left, right. There's no way that these people can be consistent. And this is the issue that we have. The one person that was standing up to them was Donald Trump. And of course, he's no longer around in terms of the political platform. Now, of course, the boss of the WHO and his senior team have come out to essentially apologize and concede. But we knew that the theories about the labs and everything else came from the Donald Trump's administration way before anybody else. And of course, everybody in the media, everybody in the establishment ignored it, and they said, oh, they're just talking nonsense. But now they're saying it's more likely that, yes, it did come from one of the labs or a number of labs. So it's quite interesting how they changed their tune. And even Joe Biden is now changing his narrative when it comes to China and the Communist Party. When Donald Trump was saying the exact same things, nobody cared. But now, WHO and Biden are saying it, everybody cares. It's a bit sad. Now, we can all admit that these sort of topics are quite difficult to talk about on these platforms, on these sites. So the rest of the show, as usual, I have to repeat myself, but just in case you got obviously new subscribers joining us, if you want to watch the full and uncensored version of this, because all this stuff is happening in Greece, and we're going to talk about tests and trace, we're going to talk about everything else in terms of the WHO, go to my2c.co.uk, and you can watch the full version on that, and you could get access to a lot more from our daily news articles that get updated throughout the day, the daily shows that we do every day at 6 p.m., and various other things, including chat forums. We are now introducing the Discord, because of course we had the public Discord channel, which we had to remove as we moved to the new channel, the new website. Now we're going to have an integrated private Discord channel server. So if you want to get involved with the forum, chat forums and discussions, then sign up and I'll send you the details very, very soon.